Man, the hits keep on coming, don't they, huh? So, good afternoon, everybody. This is your boy, Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the basketball community. Boy, this is some serious developments that I never heard of before, but I'm going to explain to you right now. So, this is from ClutchPoints.com. Salute to Clutch Points. They released an article where the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers were going to plan on making a trade with Tracy McGrady. So the trade winding up was going to be in 1999 was going to be a trade where the 76ers were going to give up Larry Hughes to the Toronto Raptors, and what they were going to get Tracy McGrady. And at the time, this was going to be a major deal to try to get Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson to play together. Can you imagine that? But all of a sudden, the Raptors got cold feet in the last minute and backed out of the trade. And so, who released the information before the trade happened? Well, Stephen A. Smith, who worked as a beat reporter for the Philadelphia 76ers for the Philadelphia Inquirer. So, allegedly, he was the first man to broke the story about the trade that was going to take place. But, like I said, the Toronto Raptors got cold feet in the last minute and backed out of the trade. Now, I'm gonna give my 2 cents on the situation here. Now, I'm not gonna go too hard on Stephen A. Smith on this one from this little nugget of a perspective here. He was doing his job as a beat reporter. Okay. Now, I study journalism. All right. I graduated with a degree in journalism at the University of Minnesota, and I understand that kind of perspective because when you are working as a beat reporter and you have all sorts of different information that you're trying to make sure you verify it with your sources. Most times you have to release some of the stuff that your sources are basically are telling you, and you have to release it to the public so they are informed of what's going on. But from that perspective, I understand all that. But it's got to really suck as a Philadelphia 76ers fan because listen, Allen Iverson, as great of a player he was, he couldn't do everything by himself. Okay, you know, especially could you imagine if he had Tracy McGrady as his teammate with that 2001 team when he went up against Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant and the Lakers back then? Whew, would have been a totally different ball game, and probably the 76ers would at least one or two championships out of it, maybe even three at the most. I mean, man, it's gotta suck royally if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan. And for Stephen A. Smith to release that kind of news, man, boy, it sucks, man. And this is not the first time Stephen A. Smith has made these kind of outlandish type of reporting. Because remember, he was the first guy that basically went on TV and said it's confirmed that Kevin Durant is going to Los Angeles to play with the Lakers. Wrong. It turned out that Kevin Durant all along was going to go to the Brooklyn Nets, but he never told you anyway because Kevin Durant doesn't trust you and it doesn't trust your intellect. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, it's got to really suck if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan. I mean, can you imagine having T Mac and Allen Iverson together on the same team to combine with Dikembe Mutombo on your front line too as well? Boy, you would have had a great chance to win a championship with that kind of lineup. But it never went. It never went to be, and the Sixers went into the finals with that horrible roster around Iverson, and somehow, some way, they made it to the NBA Finals where they ultimately got waxed by Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant and the Lakers in 5 games. You know what I mean? And also, Tracy McGrady. And here's the other interesting nugget I think people need to really think about too. Tracy McGrady was nearing the end of his first rookie deal with the Raptors. Now, if he were to be a free agent in 2000, the question would be: would he have stayed in Philadelphia, or would he have stayed? Would he went to free agency and finally signed with the Orlando Magic or elsewhere? And, it would have been very, very interesting. And the other thing too is that you know neither of these guys won a championship. You know what I mean? But they had great regular season. Right? They had great careers in their own right. You know what I mean? But both those guys are basically volume scorers, and Allen Iverson does not play well as a point guard. So I don't know. I really am not certain of how that combination would have worked. If you would have put Tracy McGrady as a small forward and keep Allen Iverson at the 2, then that would have worked very well. I think that would have worked perfection. It would have been a perfect combination to have McGrady at the 3, Iverson at the 2, and then keep Eric Snow as the point guard position. All right. Now, Iverson does not work well as a point guard. It will never ever work. He's just basically a scorer first. That's all he is. So you would have had to have Eric Snow, Allen Iverson, McGrady, and then you would have had Tyrone Hill, and then eventually down the line, Dikembe Mutombo as your center. That two-headed monster of McGrady and Iverson together would have made really some big noise in the Eastern Conference and would have given the Lakers a run for their money and probably would have had a chance to beat them. I would have said chance because, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were at their peak together and they were not going to be stopped, once they won their first championship together. But, it's all speculation, but, it's got to hurt as a Sixer fan knowing that that the trade was actually going to be done. And if it wasn't for Stephen A. Smith, who kind of, AKA, snitched and told the story beforehand, and then eventually the steal got nixed in the last minute. I mean, boy, that would have sucked royally. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna post the link of the story in the comments section below. So let me know what you guys think. Peace.